On November 22, 1967, the United Nations Security Council unanimously adopted Resolution 242, establishing the principles that were to guide the negotiations in the Arab-Israeli peace settlement. The most controversial clause in Resolution 242 is the call for the, quote, withdrawal of Israeli armed forces from territories occupied in the recent conflict, unquote. Now, this is linked to a second unambiguous clause which calls for, quote, the termination of all claims of states of belligerency and the recognition that every state in the area has the right to live with peace in secure and recognized boundaries free from threats or acts of force. In other words, for Israel to withdraw from territory in exchange for peace. But the resolution does not make clear that Israel has to withdraw before the Arabs make peace. In fact, there's no prerequisite. There's nothing that stops the Arabs from making peace and then Israel withdrawing. And more importantly, it doesn't specify how much territory Israel must withdraw from in order to satisfy the resolution. The Security Council did not say that Israel has to withdraw from all the territories, just territories. And this was very deliberate. The Soviet delegate and the Arab delegates also wanted the resolution to specifically require Israel to withdraw from all the territories, but they didn't do that. The UN recognized that Israel had to keep some of the territory in order to maintain its security, to have the secure and defensible borders mentioned in the other clause, because clearly those borders had been indefensible in 1967. And the fact that they did exclude the words all the meant that part of these territories were meant to remain in Israeli hands. And this literal interpretation without the implied word all was repeatedly declared to be the correct one by all those who were involved in drafting the resolution. On October 29, 1969, for example, the British Foreign Secretary told the House of Commons that the withdrawal envisaged by the resolution would not be from all the territories. When asked to explain the British position, Lord Carradine said it would have been wrong to demand that Israel return to its positions of June 4, 1967, because those positions were undesirable and artificial. Similarly, Ambassador Arthur Goldberg, who had been the U.S. representative involved in drafting the resolution, explained that the notable omissions, which were not accidental in regard to withdrawal, are the words the or all and the June 5, 1967 lines. The resolution speaks of withdrawal from occupied territories without defining the extent of the withdrawal. The resolution clearly calls on the Arab states to make peace with Israel. And the principal condition is that Israel withdraw from territories occupied in 1967, which means that Israel must withdraw from some, all, or none of the territories still occupied. But to date, Israel has withdrawn from 93% of the territories that it won in the War of 1967, and could be said to have already fulfilled its obligation under Resolution 242.